Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to solve this problem. So basically it's the derivative of the integral from 0 to 3x of sine of 2t dt. So to go the long way is, well, you integrate this. So basically you get negative cosine of 2t, and then you have to divide by the derivative of the inside. And then it's that evaluated from 0 to 3x. So then you plug in it, so it's the upper, you plug in the upper limit and then you subtract that from the lower limit. So what you end up with is, so for now, forget about the d over dx. This is just something separate. So this equals negative cosine of 6x over 2, 3x plugged in for t is 6x. And that minus negative 1/2, because when you plug in 0 in here, negative cosine of 0 is just negative 1, negative 1/2. That's there. So then you end up with negative cosine 6x over 2 plus 1/2. Now remember, we had the derivative of this. So what you want to do now is d over dx of this of the evaluated integral. So then when you do the derivative of a constant, that goes away, and then you don't have to do quotient rule. For some reason people do. Just take this as just 1/2. So it's negative 1/2, and then you do the derivative of the outer. So chain rule. Derivative of the outer is negative sine of 6x times the derivative of the inner part, which is just 6. So what you end up with is, when you can't, so that turns positive, and then 6 divided by 2, so you end up with 3 sine of 6x. And that's your answer. Now there is a shortcut. Directly going from here is that what you do is you take the original thing in the middle, basically what you're integrating. So sine of 2. Now the variable on the inside, replace it with wherever you have a function. So if it was in the numerator, you leave it as 3x. If it were in the denominator, you would have to do the negative integral, because as you remember, you have to do the upper limit plugged in minus the lower limit. So this would end up negative if you had 3x in the bottom and 0 at the top. But in this case, we don't. And then after you plug in the limit, you multiply by the derivative of whatever that limit is. So in this case, it's just 3. So then we just end up with 3 sine of 6x, which, as you can see, is the same thing as we had over there. So that's basically how you solve this problem.